You are watching Channel Adrian TV.
Yo, YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, wherever you listen to this, welcome to another early morning and late nights video. Now, for this, first, before I start into the video, let me apologize that the last few days I wasn't able to post because I had to get some sleep. Because my schedule has been so hectic, and even on those days I had to get sleep, it wasn't long. Like, I was able to get 4 hours of sleep each night because I still had things I had to do. Because y'all do know, since my schedule is so busy and I'm doing so many things, sometimes it is tough for me to get out a video every day like I want to, unless I film ahead. And most of the time I don't film ahead. I'll film the day of and edit it and then put it out. So I just want to say I apologize, especially if you're looking forward to the Sunday service. So I guess this episode will kind of be that, because I'm not really going to talk about current events this episode. I just really want to talk about not leaving anything to chance. In other words, you have to take control over your life. You have to put yourself in situations. You have to work out. You have to outwork people to put yourself in a better situation so you can have the best life that you can. And the reason that theme was on my mind is because on my off day to get ahead, I'm actually heading into work so I can knock out a few things. Because in my personal opinion, it's always better to stay ahead instead of fighting to catch up, because you never know what could happen. And then I don't know if, depending on how old you are, once you start getting in the working world, the workforce, you'll see the people that are never behind or never seem rust or never seem ruffled. It's because those are the people who either work ahead or are organized with their time, whereas the majority of people are always going to be falling behind and always are going to look unorganized. Now, I know the first thing you're going to say is, well, Adrian, if you're the hardest worker, people are going to take advantage of that. That is true, unless you make sure you set your own boundaries. I understand teamwork and the importance of helping people out, but at some point you do need to draw that boundary to where, for instance, I'm going in today, and if they say, hey, can you, I'm like, look, I'm here to do stuff for my situation on my off day. You have to act like I'm not here. Now, if it's something serious, I have no problem helping with. And the only reason I say that is because those same people will be the people who don't want to come in early or come in on our off day to get things done. But when you do, they want to use you. And that's what I mean. Don't let yourself get used. But to go back to what I was saying, the reason that's important, because like, I do know how I believe how competitive life is. And this is how you set yourself up, not only to look good, not only to make your schedule in life less stressful, but also it just put you better at ease of mind. Because I've worked with people who stress at work, and a lot of their stress from work comes from not being organized and not being ahead and not having certain tasks done or getting them done to begin with. And a lot of that happens just because of lack of time. Now sometimes you may need to come in on your off day, depending on what your job is. No difference in the sport. You may need to go to the gym an extra hour, or stay a few hours after practice to get better. That applies in life. That applies to everything. So if you're thinking you're going to get by and get the life that you want, make the money that you want, get the things that you want, of just doing the basic minimum, that's never going to happen. And that's why I get so upset when I can't post a video every day, because since I'm still a small channel, it will make sense for me to at least post a video every day, drop something every day, since I'm so small. And then the way I do content and the content that I talk about, number one, not everybody's going to watch it because it's not that entertaining. Because most people just go to YouTube to get entertained, to skip away from the real world. Most people don't want to improve. Most people don't want to get better. Now, I know a lot of people will watch a lot of motivational videos and self-help videos, but a majority of people never put in that work. In other words, it's kind of like just going to church. You know how some people go to church, but they don't live by the Bible. They don't live by the word. They just go to church to feel better about themselves. Same thing. And that's why I'm filming this episode now while I'm driving, trying to use my time wisely every single minute, every single hour, to where I think I might need to start tracking that again. But I know today, I will definitely drop a video today and tomorrow. And the one thing I do appreciate about life that always teaches me is if you outwork people, it'll always put yourself in a better situation to where another door can open up. Now, that does not mean you don't have to look for that door. But in other words, you putting in the extra work is positioning yourself into a place to where that door will open up. You just got to find it. So that's why, think about it. I post on YouTube. I post on Twitter, which is now called X. I post on Facebook. I post on Rumble. Wherever that door is, wherever that opening is going to be, that's where this work and me putting in the time, that's where it's going to lead. That's where it's going to lead me. So you have to think about it that way, because most people, well, let me break it down two ways. First, the reason most people don't work hard anymore is because their life peaked. And once your life peaked and nothing you can do can help your situation, especially if you're in a bad relationship and you have kids with somebody you don't want to be with anymore, that could be a lot of stress to where you don't even want to elevate your life because it's so draining in your living situation or at home. And I understand that. That's why I've always preached on this channel. I never put myself in a relationship that I know I won't be happy in. And when I know I'm not happy, I'm just leaving. And the thing is, I know a lot of people can say, well, that's cold-hearted. You can easily jump ship. I think you should jump ship if you're not happy. Now, just don't run back. That's one thing I stand on. If you think you're not happy in that relationship, don't leave and come back. So when I make up my mind, I make up my mind. And you may be saying, well, Adrian, what does that have to do with controlling your destiny, or, putting in the work, or not letting anything having the chance? By that, it's connected, is because that's partially the reason why people don't want to work hard, to where if they feel like they're at a dead-end job and this is all their life is going to be, they just kind of quit instead of fighting through it, because you have all the turmoil and emotions and stress at home, and then you come to a job, you feel that you're overworked and underpaid. So most people just shut down and give up. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. You can't let those situations hold you back to shut down and give up in life. And the tie this all together is, if you can fight through that, you're going to be ahead of 99.9% people. You just got to keep working hard to find that door I was talking about, that door of opportunity. Because most people aren't going to put in that work. Most people are going to be lazy. Most people are going to let what relationship they're in or situation they're in slow them down, or not even put the work in. All just off emotions. And that's why I said, if you can control your emotions and have the wherewithal to withstand that, in my personal opinion, you'll be able to overcome any obstacle. You'll be able to do anything. Now, the thing is, with that said, there's no set time limit. Like, for example, for my YouTube or Facebook or whatever to pop off, I might have to do this for 3 years. Who knows? It might pop off in a month. It might pop off in a year. It might pop off in 5 years. But the thing is, I'm still building. And while I'm building this, I'm still building other things and and also still sharpening my tools, getting the necessary skills. So if another window of opportunity opens up, like I said, I could go through that door. So y'all, that would be today's episode of Early Morning and Late Nights with ChannelAdrianTV. So y'all, do what you need to do. Sacrifice what you need to sacrifice, because at the end of the day, it's always worth it. Because I talk to a lot of people dealing with my job, and a lot of older adults have always told me, man, I wish I would have had my head on my shoulders like you. I wish I would have done things like you. And to me, it's twofold. To me, that's a great feeling. It makes me feel good. But then number two, it makes me feel bad for them, because it's sad. Because you could tell at that point in life, they've given up hope. But y'all, I will talk to y'all in another video. Have a great day. Y'all be safe.